That's such a great mic. Those were a good investment.
Yeah. I didn't promote it today.
Really?
Story time. Welcome to the Christian and Daniel Show. It's about to get real. Well, you know the deal. You won't have to guess how either of them feel. Bringing up the things you don't think to know. Never knowing where the conversation will go. Just a little more than anything goes. It's a Christian and Daniel Show.
Hi.
Hi, everyone.
You want to say something?
It's the Christian.
And Daniel Show. How you doing, babe?
I am doing pretty darn good.
Yes, cheers. What's on your mind?
Oh, nothing for the show.
I know, I forget to numb it. Mute it. There we go. Yeah, people are watching. People know we're there. They're just not commenting.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. It is Wednesday. I was going to say September.
Yeah, September 22nd.
It's Wednesday. It seems like the months have gone by, but it's July. Wednesday, July 22nd, 7:30 p.m. It is the Christian and Daniel Show. Welcome to the show. Hey, Roger. Thank you for being the first to comment.
Hi, Roger.
Thank you for joining us.
Hello and welcome, Robert.
Hey, Robert. How you doing, boy?
Our nephew in blue.
Yes.
Well, you know, green but blue.
No, I don't want to exit. So how's everybody doing? It is, it's a weird day. I've been getting up really early in the mornings and like not sleeping well. So I woke up unwillingly. I woke up like at 6:30 this morning, and I did not want to get up. I've been having these moments in the morning where like I have a lot of things to do, and I don't want to do them. Like if I get into the calendar,
Hey, Martha.
I have to like keep going in my calendar, and it's just
Like a workaholic.
I am yes. I'm not even a recovering workaholic.
No,
I am.
you're just.
I live in my workaholism. Yeah. Why is this? I don't know what's going on.
What's it doing?
I don't know. It's. I hope people are watching the video. Okay, can you guys watch? Okay. On my phone, it's telling me that it's interrupting, but I'm hoping. Hey, Martha, how's it going? Welcome to the show. Hi. All these new people. You know, we have some new. We're probably going to get some new followers. The Car Devo has people have been promoting it, and I promote the show on there. So people are following us here now from that show too. So it's really growing.
Cool.
So anyway, so what's up?
You know, today was one of the days when I stayed home, ran errands, and didn't do any work. And tea. Bitter. And I ran errands, and I have a friend who, for some reason from Amazon, she received like industrial level supplies of toilet paper, laundry detergent, a couple hardware type supplies like a broom and dustbin, and like industrial cleaning vinegar. Like I didn't even know they sold vinegar for cleaning. It also said on it that it could be used for cooking, but because obviously vinegar is vinegar. But this vinegar was sold under the guise of being able to be used as cleaning, and she received all these like a huge shipment. And she called me yesterday and said, "Do you want to come by and do you use this detergent?" And I'm all, if it's free, I don't care what brand detergent it is. I'm just about out of my pods that I have. and I was kind of fretting about how I was going to buy, how I was going to buy more, and and where, and blah blah blah. Well, my prayers were answered there. I didn't even have prayer. The universe gave me what I needed. I had 2 bottles of Gain laundry detergent and 2 bottles of Downy fabric softener, which I've never really used. Some people like it, some people don't. Like, I always thought it made your clothes fall apart quicker because it softened them, made them weak. I don't know if that's true or not. I've never really, like I said, my mom never was a fan of it, so she never really used fabric softener. I wish she'd gotten an industrial box of dryer sheets, but she didn't. But yeah, that was kind of cool. And I got to go pressure wash my car and make it all pretty again. I love that my car is wrapped. My car is wrapped in clear wrap. So the paint's protected, and it's protected against rock chips and door dings and stuff like that. And the neat thing is it's super easy to clean. And like, I didn't realize I could bring it to the power wash, to a pressure wash place, a self-wash place. And it takes 10 minutes for me to totally wash my car and make it look like it's been waxed and pretty again. And then I just go back then I just hop in it, and I drove by her place because her place is on the way home, and picked that stuff up. And apparently she received this huge box of Cottonelle industrial, hotel quality Cottonelle toilet rolls. And I took 10 just because I said, just to have them in the cabinet. It never hurts to just have backup. But
anyhow, now toilet paper is available all of a sudden again.
Yes, and everyone says, be leery, it could fly off the shelves again. And at this stage, it's like I have enough toilet paper in the house now, and we could be good for another month or a month and two. And being guys, we don't use toilet paper all the time, so it does make it
when we need it. I
mean, yeah, but we don't need it. It's not quite the same. I find when we have female guests, the toilet paper seems to disappear quicker. I know when I had a female guest here, and I'm not talking about anyone recent. This is from years ago, before I knew this secret, that I only had 2 rolls of toilet paper, and I thought, oh, that's plenty. I'll make it through the weekend. No, I did not realize some individuals who might be female. I don't want to be sexist about it.
Yeah, let's not.
But the person who was staying here happened to be sexual. I mean. If you guys talk about,
I think the hole is already
they
done.
happen to be female. You used more toilet paper because it's used every single time, and men don't always use it every single time. So I guess that's the difference.
I think the conversation's gone to poop now, so we're gonna. Hi, there's a new face, Liz Longoria Perez. Welcome to the show, and Martha, we miss you too. We need to come and visit you soon too. Gabe's here. Gabe had texted me earlier. I didn't say hi to Gabe earlier because he had texted that he would woken up really early today and
might be asleep.
So
because he's on East Coast time, so this is late. This is 10:30 at night.
So thank you for joining us, Gabe. I'm glad you stayed up for us. And
hi, Lisa. Thank you, Lisa.
Hi, Crystal. Welcome back to the show. And I was going to say a quick hello to somebody else.
Megan. Hello, Megan.
Megan, yes. Megan. So we've decided that Lilmesican Productions, we are doing both the podcast and live feed shows to go on YouTube. So if you would like to be interviewed and you think you have your story, if you want to share your story, I think all stories are interesting. Hey, Nancy.
Hi, sis.
We think all stories are interesting. So if you want to be on our podcast, shoot the message. Megan, let's just schedule that up and let's get it together. But yeah, it's interesting that a lot of the products that were very unavailable for a long time are available now.
Oh my God, the stores are fully stocked. Whatever has gone on. I know toilet paper companies went crazy producing toilet paper. So I'm figuring the reason that they have so much now, that the shelves are so well stocked right now, at least I could say at the stores I went to in LA, I went to 4 or 5 different stores here with a friend of mine when I helped her out by taking her shopping the other day. And every store had plenty of paper products. If anything, cleaning products are still not around. I notice we keep slowing down on that.
Yeah, I know. I think it's Facebook because my phone is For those of
flipping
you
out a little
watching, I have my little monitor here, right here, and it's slowing down all of a sudden. So I think it's just general. So if you don't panic.
Uh-huh.
Um,
But anyway,
yes, you were supposed to be on the podcast too, Gabe. Yeah, everything is stopped. I haven't-
yeah.
eggs. Also, haven't been to the store.
Yeah, I remember
Hasn't-
eggs when we were struggling to find eggs.
Yeah,
and we were basically, but right now, cleaning supplies. There are no cleaning supplies on the shelves. Like, there's only the garbage that I never would buy. Like today, and my friend got an industrial delivery of Comet cleaner.
Yeah.
So I took two Comet,
Nice.
2 things of Comet
Those are good
just
for
so
the
I
bathroom.
just so I can clean the toilet and the bathroom and everything. Well, and because I can't get my other cleaning products. that I
Lysol
usually
wipes
use.
and sprays. That's weird.
I haven't been able to find those. Like, I haven't seen Lysol or Clorox, anything on the shelves in the grocery store in ages. Now, I've seen at Ralph's in a different area from where I live, because she goes to a different Ralph's. They did have bleach, which was shocking because she goes, I haven't seen bleach in ages on the shelf, and that was shocking. So we must have got there right after a bleach delivery.
I think it's regional. I think depending on what part of the country and even what part of the city you're in is what supplies or what stuff you get and what's open and what's not. It's really it. But anyway.
And I'll tell you, Liz, I never thought in my life I would covet Lysol wipes or Clorox wipes. I wish I could get those. I miss them.
Oh, really?
Because when I clean, it's so much easier to just pull a wipe out and use that than a paper towel and a spray bottle.
Are we back to that?
And I made my
Wipes.
and I made my 50% Fabuloso, because that was all I could find at one point, solution. So
Gabe is saying like where he is, because he works in flipping houses, so for him that's the stuff that's hard to get. And then Austin up in North Carolina, down in North Carolina, they're pretty good. So yeah, it's regional, but wherever you are,
apparently
stay safe.
in California, we're still very, very, very tense about cleaning our homes. We don't want to wear masks necessarily, but we want to clean our home.
But all of y'all, stay safe. Thank you for watching us every Wednesday. We appreciate. This is episode 21, and we're so glad to be back. We're making some improvements.
We're at drinking age.
Yeah, we're making some improvements in our show. We have the cups, and we're still working on making sure that, we want to make sure that if you guys, I got some requests from some people saying that they want a cup.
Good.
So
we're trying to make sure we can get a good supplier, and that they'll look good.
Yeah, and that they're not uber expensive, because things like that can get really expensive. We make sure that you guys get them. I'm working on the T-shirts, so I want to make sure that we get the T-shirts too.
Oh yeah.
But we're working on some sayings. So if there's something that you heard us say often, we want something to put on the back of the T-shirt, a saying or something. Thank you. Yes. But I want one that has them on the side rather than in the front. But
yeah, because when we drink, you can't see it. We have to turn the cup, and then we have to drink from the handle. Very awkward. Very awkward.
But what else is going on? I feel like there's just TikTok. I'm TikTok famous now. Can I talk about me for a little bit?
Talk about TikTok. Talk about Card Devo. Sure.
Well, no. I mean, what? On the other shows, I talk about here. So here I talk about there. But I had been like, okay, for anybody who's not on TikTok,
which might be quite a few.
Right, for all the adults, but there's a lot of adults on TikTok. There's a lot of people on TikTok. TikTok, if you make it to 1,000 followers, you can launch live videos. And I finally made $1,000. And actually, Austin, who is a social media consultant specialist, is the one that gave me the advice on taking out some of the videos that weren't doing well and shutting some things down. And all of a sudden, I posted that video about people wanting, if they wanted a card, and I had like 350 followers over the weekend, which got me to 1,000. So now I'm doing live videos, and I'm already getting clients from that channel too. So the Card Devo lives on TikTok now, so it's actually kind of cool.
And actually, that kind of stemmed from your Blued experience.
Oh yeah,
That's interesting, the connection, how your Blued experience kind of led you to your TikTok experience.
which I've been uninstalled. I finally got done with that.
Yeah, he got rid of the dating app.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I was getting hit on people, and I was kind of like tired of like, no, thank you. I'm just looking for friends. I have a partner. And then there's so many scams. I mean,
Oh yeah.
like when we were
Particularly
younger,
on dating apps.
when we were younger and dating, and there wasn't dating apps, somebody didn't come up to you at the bar and go, "Hi, I am military in a Peace Corps in Afghanistan."
I save orphans.
Yeah.
Would you like to donate
So,
to my cause?
Have
You know, I have a thing called the Christian Fund. If you feel compelled, you're welcome to donate to it. We'll put the Venmo in. It's a for-profit organization.
And for those of you not understand, like for instance, I was getting hit on by these guys
I was totally kidding.
who don't they don't speak English, or it's not their first language,
No.
because they start their sentences with
Not even their second language.
am a soldier, not I am. Yeah.
Am soldier.
Yes. Am soldier.
Am soldier. Fight
in Afghanistan.
Fight Afghanistan.
Or am soldier in Peace Corps.
Freedom children. And you're like, okay.
And then you ask them,
but
where
you
you
missed school.
I'm asking them, where you from? And they're like, the United States of America or the USA. And I'm
Hi,
like,
Mercy. Thank
Hi,
you.
Mercy. And you're like, you clearly, English is not your first language.
Or
Because-
second language.
and
Maybe not even third.
And then it's so like you can totally tell that they're like using
It's
a
so
translator.
bad.
They're using a translator.
And even come on, translators are smarter than what they write.
I did get some people that
It's
were
like
like,
they took what the translator did and then they tried to
Tried to
edit
make-
it to make
yeah.
it more human sounding, which is worse.
Then I had a couple of people that were like, I'm from Houston. I'm like, really?
Oh, yeah.
What part of Houston? The city?
The city, yeah. Where are you from? Houston. What part of Houston?
Downtown.
The city.
Yeah, downtown. I'm like, what part of downtown? Houston.
And then that's like saying, I'm from Southern California. Oh, really? What part of Southern California?
Well, they were
LA?
Yes.
What part of LA? Los Angeles.
California. And that's how the conversation went up. I was like, you know what? I joined the app because I was getting paid to do content.
Gabe. It's so bad.
Yeah, so I went on the service because
Hey, Michael.
I was getting paid to do content for the service, and once that campaign ended, I was like,
They were
what?
paying well, too.
Yeah, I mean, just the company was paying me $50 an hour to make videos, and they were good. It was good money, but once that was over, it was really pointless for me to stay on there.
Yeah.
And it's not like I was making any friends that I'm going to go hang out with, because you can't hang out with anybody right now.
Yeah, no.
So it was just,
For that only being the reason he didn't make any friends to hang out with.
and then, well, I mean, you want to make friends. I mean, you know me. I like making. I
do not think imitation grinder app is the place to
Well,
make friends.
I had high hopes that people. There were some people. I did connect with some people that live in the area who were real people, and like I googled them because I Google everybody, and I was like, oh, this is a real person. But then I thought, it's not like we're gonna hang out.
Well, then, when I go on Grindr this week, I'm only looking to make new friends, Daniel, in my area. And since they have the location services, I can make friends like right around the corner. Like they live a couple blocks away.
Well,
I'm
I
sure.
just said I uninstalled. Oh, Tommy, I said I uninstalled it, so I could catfish dudes for $50 an hour. I'm sure you could do a lot of things for $50 an hour. Gabe.
There's a lot of things I do.
I'm sure if you tell people that you flip in houses and work with wood and canal.
That's just a chain link fence. Just keeps going and going.
I'm just saying, Gabe, if that flipping houses doesn't work out, little stud.
So, next.
What else is going on?
But
what?
yeah, congratulations. That's a huge thing on like the thing that happened for you on TikTok was like so quick and so crazy. It's led to clients. It's led to a lot. So it's
Yep.
nothing but congratulations on your success there.
Can you get to? I'm sure you can. I mean, hey,
for completely educational and research purposes.
But to be fair, when I was approached for it, I came to you and I said, "Hey, this company is."
Well, he did.
I was very upfront.
Upfront.
It's not like I told you behind your back or like later on.
Well,
Gabe,
telling me behind my back wouldn't make any sense.
Keeping it behind you, like
yeah, it wasn't like you were doing it secretly.
Yeah, wear a mask on Grindr. Well, you'd be surprised. There were people with pictures with their mask on, so you can't tell. Okay, but I did talk about this in the last episode. The thing that I found really interesting was the fact that a lot of the guys using this Blued site were from Middle Eastern countries or countries where homosexuality was not allowed. So they were using fake pictures. Yes, I saw that.
I forget your mom saw it.
Where people are not allowed to be gay, and they were using fake names and fake photos to get around connecting.
Oh, I get that, but
hey, but if you're not allowed to, if you're in a country where Grindr's not allowed, and you want to connect with other guys,
then why are you on Grindr?
Well, you're not. It's not allowed there.
I know, Blue Grindr.
But they had to find a way. Anyway.
Well, but I can't excuse deception. Don't go on it. Be honest and live in your world, or leave your world if you can. If you can figure out a way to do it live,
they can. So
if
we lived in a country where we were not allowed to sit here.
If we lived in Russia.
Well, let me finish. If we were in a country where we were not allowed to sit here as a couple and do this show, and we had to hide who we really were, then we probably would get creative in how we connect with other guys. But we don't live in that world, so we don't understand it. But because I did readings for them, and they were so honest and forthcoming with it, was really interesting, the information that I got. It was really eye-opening to how privileged we really are at our sexuality and who we are. And then, look, we have family that's watching us, and they probably have to hide from their family. So our family is watching us be silly on TV, basically. So there we are. So,
that's true.
So thank you for watching. Anyway, that was a serious moment here. But back to Gabe and his coming out party. When are we doing this?
Anyway,
and
I'm just laughing at what Robert said, and then his sister and mom are watching.
So for those of you,
that was just really funny. It was a very cute moment.
We have family from Texas. Hello, everybody from Texas. And I want to send a big Checo just on. So
yay!
This is a Checo Doria design. So
I cannot get the camera thing right.
So Midis, I want to make sure that there she is. I want to check in on how you're doing and how your dad is doing.
Your family and cousins.
Yes, and everybody. I want to make sure we send a hello.
And does Nancy know about them?
Actually, we haven't done the Zoom yet. We haven't done the Zoom. We need to connect. So Nancy, who is on Medium, is the cousin that we found through Ancestry.com.
Ancestry.com.
So
Ancestry DNA.
We're pending to have a meetup, and she just told me that her mom and I connected. So her mom and I are related.
That's right. You told me about that.
That's the connection came. So we're due to have a Zoom family reunion. So we're going to be doing that pretty soon. Yeah. It's pretty exciting. If you haven't done that Ancestry.com or Ancestry DNA test.
Ancestry DNA.
What was the most revealing part for you? Do you remember?
Not much. For me, my ethnicity. My genetics, unemployment is running out, so you can make a lot of money that way. I found out that I found that I'm a third. I'm not half and half. As 1/3 Mexican, 1/3 Caucasian, and 1/3 Hawaiian, Pacific Islander. So I thought that was interesting to find out because I really didn't expect that, and that Pacific Islanders are still considered. There's some Indian in Pacific Islanders because there's a tiny percentage of Indian, American Indian, in there. I had some weird, very subtle 1% mixes in there, so it was really interesting to see really, human beings, we are not that far apart.
I just cat with them some days. I just cat with them some days.
Ew. That must have hurt taking that off. But ew, and yes.
My most interesting one. I wasn't surprised that I was 47% Native.
Yeah, Native American.
I was 30-something% Spanish, which I wasn't surprised. But I was surprised to find out that I was 3% Irish.
That is surprising.
And Moroccan. I was like 4%
Moroccan.
Moroccan, which I thank the hair for. Thank you, all of the Middle Eastern, for my hair.
Well, and this is what, 3rd gen hair.
Yeah, but I was surprised when I read that I was 3% Irish. I'm like, so that's where the alcoholism comes from.
Because there are no Mexican alcoholics.
No, there's not.
And there are no Spanish alcoholics.
Nada, no.
And of course, there are no American Indians who are alcoholics.
We're social drinkers. We're just very social.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's not that we're...
It's only the Irish. It has to be the white part.
Yeah, it's the potatoes.
It's the white part.
It's the potatoes.
And potatoes make vodka.
Well, that's because American Indians are Asian, and so
Yeah, it's true. There are Asian roots. There are Asian roots in both of those races. He's right.
I just can't with Gabe.
I know you're right, Gabe. He won't
say
say it, but I can say it.
Oh, thank you, Stella. Thank you. I am pretty proud.
I will say now. This is my bad. I wanted to Ancestry DNA because I wanted to try and find blood relatives because I'm adopted and I don't really have any connections to family other than my mom's side of the family, which are amazing. And I wanted to try and find my birth family and see if I could get in touch with cousins or even half siblings or something. And I remember the best I got was pretty definitive second cousins. And I emailed all of them from Ancestry asking for a connection. But I don't think I got any responses because I know Ancestry sends you a notice when you get...
You still need to go check, though.
But that was a long time ago. And I haven't checked. I think it was before my parents passed. So I wasn't really being diligent about checking, and I certainly haven't logged into it recently because I've had many other things more important on my mind than that at this time.
Well, now that things are getting settled, maybe you should go in there and
But I really would like to connect with my genetic family and not connect, like they're not my family per se because I haven't been around them there, but it'd be interesting to see someone who looks like me and has my eyes or nose or something. Well, anything you could see on the outside, while clothed. It would just be interesting to see something. In my life, I would like to look at someone's eyes and go, "Wow, those are like my eyes," or "Wow, we look a lot alike." Like that totally is someone related to me.
Well, I've had pretty good luck with because Medium and Checo are great, and Cynthia and everybody that we've connected with on Zoom are pretty awesome. So.
Absolutely.
I hope that we can find your...
I have not been, I've been blessed with Daniel's family and his relatives. They're all amazing. And I've been very blessed to be made to feel a part of his family. And I really love you guys and I appreciate that more than I can say. But I just...
it would be nice.
It just would be... like I said, I have the most basic desire just to look at someone, because I look at your family, and you can tell they're related. And, even through different generations with different parents or different people marrying in and adding genetics, there's still a strong genetic similarity. And I've always been able to see that. And I've only witnessed that once with myself, and I don't know if it was real. All I know is that there's this guy who my fiance Gretchen and I, back when I was straight, Gretchen and I went to a gym. We got this little crazy time in our lives when we thought we were going to get in shape, which we did. and we were going to go to the gym regularly. And there's this guy who would be there around the same time we went in after work. And he was taller than me by about 3-4 inches. So he was 6 foot something, 6'2" or 6'3". But same skin tone, same body shape, kind of like we're both mesomorphs. We weren't ectomorphs. I don't. I don't, Gabe. Or Michael. And my fiance one night walked up to him and was having a full-on conversation while he was on the treadmill with him about stuff that I guess private stuff that we were about us. And the guy finally looked over and goes, "Who are you talking to?" And she realized it wasn't me. But he looked so much like me. My fiance, who we'd been together for years at that point, walked up to him and was talking to him.
And you didn't go up to him?
Well, no, I met him and we talked. I can't remember his name now, but he and his family owned Western Unions all over Sacramento. They're actually a kind of a wealthy family.
You mean you could be rich this whole time and we don't know?
I don't know. He and I had the same color eyes, which is, my eyes are not common. I don't mean that in a conceited way, but
no,
I have pretty eyes, and they're not common. They're like a hazel green, and they change color depending on our mood. And he had the same shaped head as me. Like, he looked so much like me. I was like, this has to be someone I'm related to, because we looked so similar. And just the only thing different was, the only thing different was he was taller than me. Bless you. Taller than me, but not by a whole lot, just by a few inches. And I'm like going, this is so, and I think he was older than me.
That's interesting.
Well, actually, I don't think he was older than me. I think I was older than him. We never cleared that up.
I think now that things are smoothing out a little bit, you could go back and then check your ancestry, and we could look into it a little more. So you never know.
I could tell you, Michael Moran, that I just got my last name. That I was born with the last name Marquez. An adoption angel found that out because there's only one male baby born on November 26, 1969, at the the county hospital in. I can't remember the name of the city.
It was up in.
It's up in the Bay Area.
It was in Martinez.
No, Martinez.
Was it?
No, that's it. So it was there's only one male baby born that day. So, and it was at the right time, 11:32 p.m. And they were able to find out the baby was born to a young mother, and put up for adoption. Obviously, they could find that. They knew that. So that it had to be me because I was the only one born there. So.
We're gonna have to do a TikTok.
That was interesting.
TikTok, I believe TikTok is a great way to find anything. We're gonna have to do a minute video TikTok to put out there and find.
Yeah, I'm dying in here. I'll be right back.
To find out, it's hot in here, but if we turn the air, it blows right in my face. So.
Which of course we can't have that.
Yes. Well, no, because then I can't do the show right. It's all about me, obviously. And then we have a little light that it's an LED light, but it does produce heat for some reason. So and yes, Gabe, if I close my eyes and it's dark outside, I can totally picture you looking like Vin Diesel. Totally. There is such a resemblance between you and him that it's uncanny. In fact, why don't you go shave your head right now? And do that. Yeah, Twitter is good too. Yeah, that's a good idea. I didn't think about that because the air blows there. But yeah, social media is a great way to. I mean, half the things that I find out and half the things, but I do a lot of research on things too. When something gets in my head, I am determined to find information. So
yeah, I almost think that's the workaholic in you, because I don't feel that drive. But I really do want to find my birth family. Like, I really would love a connection with them. But, like Gabe said, I do have the other side of it where I'm a little, like, do I really want that? I was given up at birth. I was adopted very quickly after being given up, 23 days old. And it was, I don't know. And I've had intuitives tell me that the situation was pretty disagreeable when I was born. Obviously I was born to a 16-year-old Mexican Catholic, Latin Catholic mother who was valedictorian and was also lettered as she was an amazing swimmer. That I knew intuitively on my own, and I ran it by my mom. Because my mom was not supposed to have ever met my birth mother, but she actually did. And that was something I got to talk to her about before her dementia really kicked in and robbed her of any type of memory. That was one of the conversations we had, was what she knew about my mom. And when I told her first, I told her, let me tell you what I know about my mom before you tell me. And everything I know, I swear I know it just because I was in her for 9 months. And we shared her body. Because I knew these things. I knew she was 16 when she had me. And there's no way I would know these things. It was very different. My mom was really like surprised, but not. My mom was a fascinating, intuitive woman who just came from a generation that didn't recognize it. And
your mom was special, even
definitely.
the short time that I got to know. But before we move on from that, if you just know that I know that the folks out there, if you ever were interested in pursuing that you have a lot of people backing you up to find out who your parents
yeah,
were.
but like I said, I would like to, before my time is done, I would just like to look at people and say, wow, these people look like me, or this person looks like me. So at least I can say there is a link. These people are my genetics. This is the family that I would have been part of.
And good night, Leo. If you're still on here, have a good night. Thank you for watching us this much. I know for the people in the East Coast, it's late, and we appreciate you guys sticking around. So thank you for that. But now, yes, your mom was a special energy. I only got to know his mom for just a short period, and then from the moment that I actually met her to when she started to
Deteriorate.
it was really quick.
Yeah, her dementia, when it kicked in. Like it was like in high gear. Very high gear.
We only got to have one like in-depth conversation when she was in the hospital, and that's when I got her the little angel that I kept.
Yes, Checo. I am.
So his mom in the hospital, she had to go to the hospital, and I got to sit down and talk to her, and she asked me to take care of Christian.
She like handed over the reins. That was like literally her official handing over the reins of I won't be able to take care of Christian anymore.
But yeah,
it's up to you.
She basically made me promise that.
Yeah, she did. Well, I hope she didn't make you promise.
Oh, I was like, oh my God. Like, okay, fine.
Yeah, luckily he is way classier than that, and he was very kind and gracious and said yes without all the eye rolling and fake behaviors behind it.
And that's the day that I offered her my guardian angel. And
oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, we had a.
Well, she kept saying that the guy in the dark cloak and hat kept coming, was like outside the sliding glass door, and he kept watching her.
Yeah, she was seeing.
She definitely was
seeing spirits or visions.
And he was the same guy who was in the house when we were trying to clean it out and take it apart. He was the angry spirit who was there.
We'll have to share all that story.
Oh yeah, that's a whole show.
That's a whole show.
Yeah.
But that was the day that I offered her to borrow.
Hi, Shane.
I offered to let her borrow my guardian angel,
and she did.
And then she slept the whole night that night.
Yeah, that was one of her most peace. Like the nurse said the next day that she slept like a baby. Like she just was completely at peace.
So then we got her the little stuffed animal angel, little doll.
Yeah. Oh, this beautiful. Yeah,
I still have it.
I recently found a picture of it, of her with it.
We'll post it
to her.
We'll post it so you guys can see it. But I have that angel at my house.
We'll see about that. But I was just going to say, I had a real visceral reaction to the picture.
It's a beautiful picture of you and your mom.
That it just immediately, made me break down, which I haven't done for a while. I've kind of moved beyond the breaking down every time I think about my mom and dad. Well, my mom thing. So, but yeah, it's a great picture.
It is a good picture. It's a beautiful moment between you and your mom. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, my mom's still here, but not. And I still break down when I see pictures or anything. There's songs that I know my mom liked that I listen to those, or they pop up on my playlist all of a sudden when I'm driving, and I'm on the 405 just bawling, crying. So anyway, give your hug, give your mom a hug today. That's
Appreciate the fact you can.
That's the lesson today. So Roberto, go give your mom a hug after this show.
What is the haka? I have not heard of haka. I've heard of hula, but not haka.
Is that a Polynesian dance? Maybe.
Yeah, I don't think it's a
We'll
dance.
look it up. We'll look it up. I'm sure it's on TikTok. Everything's on TikTok. Everything's on TikTok. What?
Now they're going to say, what's it like more for breakfast? TikTok.
TikTok.
For lunch?
What are you doing TikTok?
What are you doing for dinner?
Well, I am going to
TikTok.
do a TikTok session later tonight before I go to bed. So if you're on TikTok, follow me because I do card readings on TikTok now too. So.
He does. He does really good card readings, and they've become. But understand, they've become super, super popular, and he gets more requests than he can fill.
Yeah,
So it becomes a lottery.
Well, the reason I freak out when things go well. I don't expect. I mean, I want.
He
things,
really does.
I want things to succeed in our lives. I want us to do well.
You're absolutely right.
But
they are.
But then I freak out when things go well. Like 2 weeks ago, we had like 25 people watching Cardivo.
I know the haka that I just didn't know the name, but I've seen it.
And then
I think it might be Tahitian though.
And then
what most people know.
2 weeks ago, we had like 89 viewers. And then last week, we had 110 people watching. The show was shared 85 times. So it's...
I mean, it just exploded. It was like a nuclear bomb. It just blew up. And it really quick, like scary quick.
Yeah.
Like I would never predicted, particularly, I never thought TikTok would be a vehicle for that. You know, TikTok seems so lighthearted and kind of like where people go to goof off and goof around. And to do something like Card Devo on there, I would never have conceived that.
No,
I would never have thought of
and
it.
even the show that we do here on Facebook. I mean, I had to reshape the way I did the show in order. For those of you that don't watch it, it's just an hour of card readings. But we used to be able to pull like 3 cards per person.
Oh yeah.
And
Can't
now
do that.
now it's 1 card. I pulled cards for 50 people last Friday.
Yeah.
And we used to do 20. So that's 30 more people in an hour. Insane. And I want to thank you because some of you guys have booked private sessions with me. And I appreciate that because that's extra income. What
It
is
helps.
wrong with you today? Tommy is being out there.
I know. I'm like,
Yeah. So anyway, we're not going to get into the fart jokes because we got Gabe and that's just ammunition for Gabe to go off on. So,
I think you just gave him the ammunition.
I know. Luckily, he doesn't know everything that's going on. But what else? What is going on? I feel like I've been so busy that I haven't done anything, but I've done stuff. For those of you, for nurses, if anybody is on there who is a nurse or is in any kind of nursing programs, I am speaking at a conference, a virtual conference, this Saturday. I was referred over to a student who's working on her graduation or her thesis program, or not a thesis program.
I don't know. She's going to be a nurse.
No,
with
she's not a nurse.
She's a doctor.
No, she's not a nurse. She's working in health, but she has to put out a project for her.
So is it her thesis project?
Yes, basically.
So she is working on her doctorate.
Probably, yes.
Okay. Well, she has to be.
And
thesis project.
So
That's
her project is a stigma and shame workshop for nurses or those working in the health environment.
That's
so
interesting.
She asked me to collaborate or consult for her, helping her get this agenda together. So it's a 4-hour conference, and some of the details that form the agenda are information that I've offered her. So this is my first actual consulting job, per se. But I'm also the guest speaker. So I am the closing speaker for the show. So it's really interesting. So I'm really honored that I'm going to be on there. So if you want information, I will post the invitation and you can register for it. And I'm not even going to read it. But you can register. So if you're in nursing or in the health services, doctor, nurse.
I didn't get the shame part of it.
What do you mean?
The shame part of the nursing thing.
Well, no, it's how to help your patients overcome stigma and shame in HIV.
Oh, in HIV.
In HIV, I'm sorry,
oh,
I
you
didn't say
forgot
HIV.
to say that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why I'm
framework
consulting.
is HIV.
Yeah, that's why I'm
being
consulting.
HIV positive.
So if you're a nurse or if you're in health and you are going to be working or plan to someday work in the HIV community, we are going to walk you through the process of dealing with somebody who's HIV positive and how to help them overcome shame and stigma. And I get to share my story on Saturday with them.
Oh, I've seen it.
Oh,
I saw.
I haven't seen it yet.
I saw Harriet. That movie was fantastic. That was amazing.
I want to say. I just read Game. I had to go back and read it. So anyway, this is nice.
I like this.
So pick of the week, guys. Pick of the week. So what's your pick of the week?
My pick of the week is Call the Midwife.
Okay. Why do you like that show? It's been a turd.
I Call the Midwife is it's kind of an old series, but they just finished the final season in 2018, so it is a couple years old. It's on Netflix. It starts in pre-World War or post World War One Great Britain, because things are pretty old-timey, I'll say. And it's about these nuns who run a midwife agency in the poorer parts of London or England. I don't know if it's London, but probably is. And they ride around on bikes and go visit all these poor families. And I guess back then, contraception, well, because everyone was Catholic, I guess a lot of these families are Catholic, so it was the Pope. It's real recent that they relaxed a little bit on using contraception. And so I guess back then people took it really seriously, and a lot of Catholics were as prosperous as, anyway, they had lots of children. And because I guess there was no TV back then, and I guess not everyone could afford radios, so what else you gonna do when you get home from work and it's late?
And why do you like the show? I mean, just asking.
And so it's about the stories of all these families and the women that they help give birth in their homes. Because this is before the socialized medicine existed in London, which is interesting to see. And when people just really, I guess, did stuff at home, took care of each other at home. And it's something I'm completely unfamiliar with, which is why it was so intriguing. But it's really amazing to see what the world, just a cleaned up version of what the world was like back then. I love about it is the history. It's just like it's period. You see the progression over time. You see when penicillin became regularly available to everyone. You see the inception of socialized medicine. I can't remember what they call it. There's a specific name that they call it in Great Britain, but it's basically socialized medicine where everyone has access to good medical treatment. You see the advent of hospitals in Great Britain because they didn't have hospitals pre-World War One. The things where doctors would come to your home, but there was nowhere to send you if you got really seriously ill. They would still take care of you at home.
Oh, wow.
So it was crazy. And understand, the girls going out to help, the midwives, are not nuns. The agency they work for is run by nuns and at the convent, and they live at the convent, but they don't but they're not nuns themselves. They are registered nurses. So it's kind of crazy to see the stuff, and oh my gosh, some of the conditions and the illnesses that people have. Like, and it's hard when you're watching it particularly from the 21st century, and you're going, at the early 20th century, things were that bad just 100 years ago. We didn't have that, and things like this happened to people, or, it's just things that we take for granted today that don't exist today. They had to deal with back then on a regular daily basis, and like there were no vaccinations. Like kids were
interesting.
not vaccinated against mumps and smallpox, and you would see them going to homes where it had taken over the whole home, where one kid got it. Oh, and a lot of homes didn't have running water in this series. Most these people were poor, so they didn't have running water. They didn't have
Things just.
it was gross.
Yeah.
They
I think I
shared
watched
hot
a couple
sauces.
episodes with you.
Yeah, it can be very. I love it. It's super drama. It's not action adventure. It's very much so drama, heartfelt. I cried many a time. Lynn Redgrave is in it, who's an amazing actress, no longer with us. I don't think she's with us any longer. But anyway, it's a really amazing series. I highly recommend it. It's fully available. I think it's 3 seasons on Netflix.
Cool. And thanks, Marcy. I'm gonna send you the link, the flyer, so you can check it out if you're interested. But it's a really, I think it's gonna be. She was congratulating me on Saturday. I think it's gonna be a really great program. But I think I saw a couple episodes with you, and it is very interesting. I need to go back into it.
Oh, that's true. That's true, Checo. You're right. I forget about that. Life expectancy was very low, and birth rates were high, but but the mother and child not surviving the birth were very high. So I forgot about that. Yeah, again, I'm coming from 21st century mind, where that's not even a hardcore issue anymore. It happens still, but not like that.
But and Michael, honestly, I've heard some mixed reactions about Hamilton. I honestly don't have any interest in it.
I don't either.
Maybe if I have the opportunity to see it, I'll watch it. But I've not been curious to want to see it.
Neither have I.
But maybe maybe if it pops up. I mean, we're not gonna get Disney Plus just to watch it. But
Dear Lord, no.
But maybe if it comes up,
That'd be like getting Disney Plus just to watch The Mandalorian.
But if it happens to come up on a regular media, we can watch it. But anyway, my pick of the week is a show that I found last night. Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Now that.
Well, that was last week. That was
Yes.
that was Daniel's last week pick.
Don't get me started again because
Was it
mucho
wait.
amor.
mucho amor?
Yes. I cried and
It was so good.
and I will admit that
He has greatly influenced Daniel.
Monday night when I was home working on some stuff, I had it in the background listening to it. But yes, Hamilton 2. Maybe we'll watch it. If Levi,
I love it. Levi, he's so sophisticated.
We'll trust Levi's taste because kids don't lie. So if Levi liked it, we'll watch it.
Yes, I was completely honest until I became an adult.
Yes, everybody else, I don't trust your taste. But Levi, for everybody watching, Levi is our.
Oh my God, he's
is
our
our great
nephew.
It's our great nephew, and what is he? 7 now? I think 7. So
sorry, Rob, I don't remember.
I think he is 7 years old.
I'm pretty sure he's probably first grade.
Because
Second
we
grade.
were there last year for his birthday, but we couldn't make it this year, obviously. But so my pick of the week this week, I found it last night just by coincidence, searching through Netflix. It's called The Healing Powers of Dude, and it's a show about this kid who is starting middle school, who has anxiety and panic attacks.
Well, thank you, Gabby, and welcome, Gabby.
Hi, Gabby.
You can say that all the time to me.
So the show is about this little kid that is going into middle school, but he suffers from social anxiety. So he has panic attacks and anxiety, and he gets a service dog.
He just turned 8.
8. He gets a service dog who flunked out of service school. He was like.
Oh, like I always kid around on live PD. I'd say, "Oh, that's a dog that got like a D plus."
So
they
this
just barely made it.
Dude is the name of the dog, and Dude actually barely scraped to service school.
D plus or D minus.
And so he gets assigned to this little kid. I forget the kid's name, but he ends up going to school to take his dog. And the first couple episodes is about them bonding with each other. And the voice, there's a voice for the dog. There's a person, he has his voice. And
I'll have to look that
the reason I was so excited to find the show was because I've talked about this on the show, is I suffer from anxiety and agoraphobia. So I have panic attacks, especially when I have to leave the house. So it was really cool to find a show that expressed a little bit about what I go through.
Oh yeah.
Because it shows the kid, I'm not giving anything away, but it shows the kid at one part where he's like sinking into the floor of the school, like he's in quicksand. And I've had those emotions. And then there's another one where he's like completely sweaty, like he turns into a puddle of sweat, like he just dissolves. And,
But I totally get that.
But I've been in that situation where I'm just like completely breaking down and just sweating profusely, can't stop.
Mm-hmm.
So
I witnessed it.
if you suffer from panic attacks, or if you have a child,
I've had it.
if you have a child that suffers from social anxiety, the Healing Powers of Dude is on Netflix. Go check it out. It's a really cool show, and I think it's 2 seasons right now. So it's really interesting. Go check it out. You'll like it. It really puts in a funny way. It lets you look at anxiety and panic attacks and understand them better. So it really helped. So go check it out. If it's family,
I know I've heard of it.
I watched the first 4 episodes. It was a little rough for me. It was a little rough, and that's why it was gonna be my pick of the week a couple of weeks ago. But I just, I'm having. It's a cartoon. It's an animated series.
I feel like
I'm
I've
having
watched
a,
it.
but I could totally see Gabe liking the show. I can see Gabe enjoying the show. But I'm unlike. I think I've watched like episode 3 like 3 times to try to get through it, and I can't get through it. But I did like the TV episode. So there's a TV episode on Episode Family where the dad buys this huge TV for the 1970s. It's set in the 1970s. And he goes and buys this TV, and he's like, "This is our new TV. Don't touch it." They have 3 kids. His mom and dad.
I
3
know
kids.
I've seen this because I recognize that scenario.
Yeah, and Nancy, who's on the can probably remember this because my dad bought a big remote control TV and was like, "Don't touch the TV," which I still did.
Which makes you always begs the question: then why did we buy a TV if we're not going to touch it?
So whenever they would go out, I'd be like, "Let me watch this TV." So that's.
And then you break it.
And then I was fortunate that I never broke it, but on the show they do, and it's a big
Of course.
it's a big ordeal. Okay, but Episode Family is a cartoon that would be our stage manager's pick of the week.
Pick of the week.
Yes, so Gabe's pick of the week is F is for Family. It's a cartoon. It's based in the 70s, and it's a little rough.
Yeah, anything from Bill Burr.
Yeah,
it's
so,
gonna be rough.
Yeah. So go check it out. But it's, I mean, if you can get through it and you like rough, and that'll make you go into Gabe's psyche a little bit and understand him better. So.
I don't know you that well, Gabe, so I can't say that.
I think after all these weeks, you probably know him better than you think you do.
No, I couldn't say that diving into his psyche.
You don't want to go there.
You don't want to go in my psyche, let alone go in anyone else's.
I don't go in there either. So
You don't want to be in
that's
here.
it.
I'm here 24/7.
So for everybody watching, we want to thank y'all. We're almost coming to the end of the show, but
I can say. What time is it? Oh shoot.
we've got 3 more minutes.
Okay. I called this morning. I woke up early at 7. I got an award letter from unemployment for PUA and EDD, which is just regular unemployment plus the pandemic support, for like 2 months ago, and never received anything. And everyone else around me has been receiving. Oh, I'm getting this. It's so great. No, I'm getting this. No, it's so great. And I can't believe how blessed I am. And not Daniel, but everyone else, because he's not like that. But everyone else, that's what it sounds like to me, and it's really they're just sharing their joy, and I couldn't share. I was blocked. I talked to this amazing woman this morning. I got connected with this Southern woman. Almost want to say it's like our mysterious Dixie nurse, our nurse named Dixie, who no one knows and just magically appeared to take care of Daniel. It felt like her. Because she talked like her, sounded like her, I felt the same warmness over the phone from her. And she looks in my system, she's all, "You've been approved. Everything's been cleared. The glitch that was holding everything back has been cleared as of yesterday evening. So your card has been sent out today. And honey, you are set." She goes, "I can tell you don't want to lose that card. So take care of it like it was a stick of gold." And she goes, "Actually, it is a stick of gold, so enjoy it." And she was so sweet. And she even gave me a Bible verse to look up because she said, "It is you." And she paraphrased it for me, and it made me cry. because it was like
Nice.
exactly where I'd been, because we talked for a while. So I probably kept a bunch of people who needed to talk to EDD from talking to EDD.
So see, folks, don't give up hope.
But yeah,
Don't
you
give
know,
up.
you know what I said? I told Daniel, when I completely let it go and I stopped worrying about it and fretting about it, is when it'll happen. And that's exactly what happened. I let it go. I didn't worry about it anymore. This morning, I just said, I'm just going to call just to check.
Nice.
I don't care what the results are. And that's when it happened.
So don't give up hope. That would be the
That's
message.
the bottom line.
We're running out of time, so we want to thank all of you for joining us. Please go check us out on our YouTube page.
Felipe just joined.
Go join us on our YouTube page where we have all kinds of videos and information up there. Remember, check us out on Fridays for the Card Devo at 6 p.m. on this channel. That's Pacific time. And if you're on TikTok, follow me so we can check out there. Otherwise, we'll see you back here next Wednesday,
Yep.
7:30 p.m., where hopefully we're going to have some surprises coming up for you guys. So come back and check us out. We'll see you next time. Thanks, babe. Bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Mwah.
Mwah.